take her out of the bed and put her in the chair, and then take her out of the chair and put her back in the bed. So they are working on her now. She's in a rehab um, assisted assisted living facility.
So did she have to move out her house?
No, not yet.
Oh, so all of this is recent.
Yes, in the past month and a half.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. And is
Well,
that
thank you.
connected to her that back surgery or neck surgery or something like that, like nerve wise?
No, they said it was. She hasn't had any surgeries. Uh, well, she did have a neck surgery some time ago, but yeah, that's interesting because we hadn't thought about that, and I don't think she had, and I don't think the doctors are looking from that perspective.
Yeah, that's something you might wanna, you know what I mean? Could that might be something you might wanna explore.
Yeah.
Because the next question is maybe she can do something like a self exploration to figure out has she felt differently, over time. Was it getting number and number, and then all of a sudden one day she couldn't feel anymore, and then it just collapsed, you know what I mean? Like maybe she could trace
Hmm.
up into leading to this point.
Well, you're giving us something to think about and to ask about. Thank you.
You welcome.
So, how have you been?
I'm doing as good as I can be. With my circumstance, nothing much has really changed. I'm still happier than ever. I mean, I can't even say nothing has changed. I am finding like souls that are on the same journey, awakening like I am, who have been given specific assignments. So I feel like us going through this global conscious upgrade is happening real time. I can see it. And so I'm just doing certain things. I think I told y'all before I challenged the Constitution. This last week, I put in a motion to challenge the federal debt. And after I left court that day, they put my case under advisement because, as you know, when you come in with a different perspective that's not normal to case procedure, they have to now go and look at them violating the Constitution. And so I'm just doing what I'm being led to do. I'm finding lots of groups within the various platforms um, that are implementing how to use the IRS tax system to discharge debt appropriately. It's like all of these systems are in place now, like live websites where the process is very plain, and it's almost like a whole nother world is operating, and they still haven't made a global announcement. And huh? you, and as always, there've been simultaneous governments, or what I can say, two political body of states or body of politics going on at all time, but you had to figure out. It was like a maze to try to figure it out, and it just appears that since COVID happened, from what I'm gathering from just bouncing around from platform to platform, people started to ask questions just about their own security and were they really free. And it's just people having a different conversation these days, and they're discovering their hidden truth. But I also believe that it's not just by a fluke that we're going through a massive upgrade in our consciousness. Um, and that's about it. I've probably developed now at least 5 different scientific patents. I've figured out how to harvest light, and I've been using light sources to raise my consciousness. I've developed a ear patent technology where I can listen in on most audio, anything dealing with what do you call it, media, and I get visions, I get downloads all day long. So I've unlocked something very special within my own soul and DNA, and I'm just doing what I'm being told to do, and I'm going along the way. The great part about it is I feel like the last year and a half in the solitude that I've been under has prepared me so that when I go into an audience at this point, I'm dominating the space. And because I'm speaking from a higher space, a higher place of consciousness, like I'm a channeler now. And when I go under that influence, it's not me who's speaking, it's source speaking through me. And so I'm just doing what I'm being told to do, you know. Jaden was here for 4 weeks, and I did not get to see him. It was supposed to be, I guess, a secret, and my mom didn't get to even speak to him over the phone. So Winsome brought him into town, and Marjorie, she called maybe twice during that time because, of course, she's still deathly afraid. But she was like, Jaden asked her, did my mom know that that I'm here? And she told him no. So Margie says that he kind of knows that something isn't up. So I know he's going to grow up one day and he's going to realize that he's been lied to or whatever the case may be. But Margie said it was sickening. Like, it's almost like they just want me to be gone and disappear. And she stepped in to be his mom. And the fact that Margie just called today, which was like, I think he's been gone 3 weeks now, and she said that he hasn't even called to say thank you, and Winsome probably spent several $1,000s on Jaden while he was here, sent him home with all new clothes, 5 pairs of shoes, you know how she does, extra, and he didn't even call back and say thank you. So she gets what she deserves. You know, I gotta have jokes about this. I'm not, and you know what, guys? I'm such a different person now that had I not had this break, I wouldn't have found my heart. I wouldn't have found myself. I wouldn't have found my purpose. So I got everything in perspective. He will be returned back to me, but it's gonna be in a grand way, you know, so I can make a political statement. And it's very interesting because even since then, I don't know if you guys remember. By chance, you might have met the guy when we had the event at my house. He was an insurance guy. His name was Rhett Berry. And I don't know if you remember when we had the event at Winston's house, but come to find out, he's been an insurance agent since 1974. And he has a case down there in South Carolina where his wife cheated on him with the pastor and then accused him of molesting his child. And he spent 7 years going to the law library to discover that the district attorney, the district judge was sleeping with all the women, and he sued the federal government and all the judges for all the corruption that goes on within social services and the legal team and the law firms and all of that. So that's a case that I could use as a precedent to my case. So you see how things happen for a reason. And sometimes you just have to be patient. And like I said, yeah, I would never have been. And then he also gave me a precedence this week because we were talking again this week where he used a pharmaceutical case. I think it was having to do with psychologists, and it was a Supreme Court case that says that when a psychologist recommends for you to get a mental evaluation, that's his or her opinion, and that they're not scientists. So I could use that as that case. He says I use that throughout my entire case. So certain things come when they need to come. You get what I'm saying? And I can use that case as precedence as the corruption that goes on within the district courts. And so I'm just going along, and the universe is giving me what I need. And when I pull the gun, I'm going to blow up a whole nation. this where I'm at, you know? Right, but you guys, I'm telling you, the most amazing thing is happening to me is that I'm not finding, they're finding me, but vice versa. We're finding each other. Living biblical, how do I say that? Like, I done met the real living Jesus, the real Ruth. Like, when they tell you their story, and you go look up their gematria and their names and their birth codes, it's almost like we have reincarnated and the people are waking up realizing who they really are. Does that make sense? And it's blowing my mind because when it's just blowing my mind, and it's like when they tell you the story, and the other thing that's happening that I believe that happened to me when I went downtown is I must be set on a ley line downtown Fayetteville that opened up a portal, and that's where my DNA got activated that day when I circled around that city and uncovered the whole hidden map in the history right before my eyes. And I'm finding other people that are saying in similar cities that they have been going through these similar occurrences. One guy I met in Oklahoma, he said he was driving his convertible, and his uncle is a professor at the college, and he kind of just knew that he had went into a trance, and he documented and wrote everything as he was driving around the city, uncovering different historical things. The stuff is hidden right in plain sight, y'all. It's hidden in plain sight. Everything that we need to be free.
Yeah.
They didn't hide it from us, but we wasn't taught to be critical thinkers.
Right. Yeah. That's true. They don't teach you that in school. They talk about critical thinking, but their critical thinking is directing you in the way they want you to go.
And how they want you to think. And the other thing that I'm learning with the disconnect with the children is the children are coming in cable ready. And just because they may be able to arrive at the math problem in a different way, if they're not arriving at the math problem that the way that the teachers say they should be arriving at the math problem, which is very different than the math or the way that we arrive to problems when we are in school, which makes it very hard for a parent to teach their child, because even though they coming up with the same answer, they're telling them that they're not doing the work right.
That makes a difference. Definitely makes a difference.
Right. And then I just got a book. I'll definitely share this. It's called Magic Words, and it was written, and it really lays down the whole foundation of how the universe was created through symbols and images and vibration. And then we didn't speak. We did telepathy, and that's probably what I'm doing now when I receive these downloads. Is I'm receiving conscious telepathy thought from the universe. But apparently when language was introduced to us, that's the language of the devil, and it was designed to keep us in this illusion and under a spell. Because English has never been registered as an authorized language anywhere in the world. It's a book of spells and symbols.
That's what the gospel is all about.
Right, as well as what do you call the things with the people when you get a brand, you get logos. Logos. Everything is about a logo. Logos, lost language, and it's lost in symbolism, and everything is subconsciously programming us, and until you become aware of it, it affects you negatively. because you don't understand the meaning around the common words that you use every day, like person or address or resident or property. In law, all these words mean something different.
Yeah. Wow.
And we have hired so-called experts, like your real estate agent or your lawyers, who all don't even the lawyers know, because they're the one that's writing all the contracts. All the lawyers write all the contracts. They write all the so-called legalese and laws. And they write every contract. Every company goes to where? They go to their legal team. And they all perpetuating the lie. Every 113 million of them. 1,013,000. So we got a problem. Oh, did I tell you that they all had? Oh, Hakeem, remember we were studying about the Immunity Act?
Yes.
Do you realize that every person that takes an oath of office, meaning every judge, every executive of every financial institution, every fiduciary of every insurance company, every executive in the federal government, in order for them to have an oath of office, they had to relinquish their U.S. citizenship. They're all foreigners acting in our jurisdiction under color of law. And they were all supposed to be registered under FARA, the Foreign Administration Registration Act. And they were supposed to give us regular public announcement of their intentions, even to send us mail in the mailbox is a presentment. And they all are guilty because they haven't registered. And they did not contact the Secretary of State to see if you, as a foreign agency, is something, an agent, is someone that they can even send mail to. And it's and I filed documents to have a few people prosecuted with the State Attorney General.
Wow. Wow. You've been busy, young lady. You have been very, very busy. The things are working out for you. We are happy about that. And that's great.
I'm just at a place, y'all, that even if I got myself free, will I really be free knowing everybody else is not? And at this point, to know what I know and to do nothing, what that means, you are accepting, you are consenting, you are participating, and you are part of the problem. And I'm finding family after family that's being abused by this system. So at this state, I done lost everything. What else can I lose? I can't do nothing but go up. This is my only option. It's up from here. But what that girl was allowed to do to me, I don't even know if I'm mad with her, y'all, because she crazy. You know, like, how do you be mad with a crazy person? That make you crazy. But I wouldn't have found myself had this not happened to me. I wouldn't have found these clauses. I wouldn't have had my purpose revealed to me. So I have to keep things in perspective. That although it's a temporary discomfort and I miss my son, it's definitely not going to be forever.
Right. That's right.
See, they had to disrespect me, even though I didn't have it all together when I told them that I was the authorized user of the name. I didn't, but just that alone, and the fact that I know the judge knew exactly what that meant, and she still chose to violate her oath of office. I just gotta let you know I got vengeance. Some people I'm gonna let go, but some of them. So he counting his time and said he cried like a baby before he got ready to go home, and said that, why do you do that?
Hello? Kimberly?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Did you guys hear me?
No. I heard Carter counting his time.
I say he's counting his time. He told her, I haven't had to make this kind of decision in 15 months. David, he hasn't had to make that kind of decision in 15 months.
About whether he wanted to go to Chipotle or Asian something?
Yes.
Wow.
Because that was our date nights.
Oh. Oh. I see.
You get what I'm saying? But the fact that he said 15 months.
So he's been counting the time.
Right.
That he's been away.
Right.
Wow.
Right. And then said that he told her, Margie said she yelled at him the whole time. And he said, stop yelling at me. But at least you're not as mean as my dad. And she said, don't say that. He's a good father.
Wow. Wow.
So the boy done told you that he ain't happy. He cried. But before she would ever say that she messed up, she would have him suffer.
Wow. Man, that's heavy.
Yes.
That is heavy.
He said 15 months. I haven't had to make a decision like this. And why would you choose the two places that you know was where we would go and have our date nights?
Well,
7. He'll be 8 in September. Yeah. Yep, and Margie said he kept asking questions, but she would just ignore him, And she's a flake herself, but she said that he would not he told her that Margie Winsome told him that she was not going to leave him alone with her because she may bring him to come see me. Y'all know that's wicked, right? I know y'all don't say much, but y'all know that that's wicked, right? That's just wicked.
Yeah. Well, things do have a way of turning around on you when you don't do the right thing, regardless of what it is.
And then, Sam just gave my mom her 80th birthday party. Wait a minute. She was a stripper for her birthday. She says, all my brother friends, y'all gonna laugh. She said she was just dancing and all my brother friends was just putting money, in her shirt. She says, oh, thank God I put my safety pin. I safety pinned my shirt to my bra. I had so much money. She said, but she had the best time ever, They just wooed her, huh?
I said, that's good.
Yeah. She said she had the best time ever, and she mad with him because she gave him a birthday party and said, how dare he give mom a birthday party after what she did to me. What did she do to you? She moved out of your madness.
That's what she said to Sam?
That's what she told the young man that lived in the house, and it got back to my mom. Yeah. She mad. That girl is wicked. But you know what, y'all? Something ain't right. Since she had that accident, it ain't going to the 5th floor. Y'all laughing.
The elevator's not going to the top, huh?
Come on, y'all. Y'all didn't notice some stuff was kind of off? Something is not right. No, I was just saying in general, y'all just didn't notice. Did y'all knew her before she had the aneurysm, right? Yeah. So she wasn't different to y'all?
Well, we haven't been around her.
Not lately, but I mean, just since she had that aneurysm up until y'all never noticed that something was off?
No.
Oh.
We never had in-depth conversations, none other than how you doing or something of that sort. And we just haven't. She hasn't talked to us. We haven't called her. She hasn't called us.
Right. Oh, I know that y'all haven't talked in some time. But I just was saying, just had y'all even noticed that she wasn't the same person after she had the brain aneurysm.
Because this is the first time we've heard of aneurysm.
You didn't know she had a brain aneurysm?
No.
Are you sure? You guys don't remember she had a brain aneurysm after, hey, how you doing? You don't remember she had a brain aneurysm after during CCG? And my brother came down when they were investigating her, and he wrote that letter so she didn't have to go to trial because she had the brain aneurysm at UNC. Y'all don't remember that?
Hakeem says he remembers vaguely, but I don't remember it at all. I really don't, because I don't know why. No.
But y'all don't. It's been so long. Yeah, remember she had the brain aneurysm, almost died, and that was when all the CCG stuff had falling apart, and they was calling people in for trials and stuff like that, and she had that brain aneurysm, and they put that stent in her brain.
I know. I think that he remembers.
Yeah. So something ain't right. So she got, she got stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing about life, you can't keep doing wrong and expecting things to come out right. It just won't work. You can't be wishing things or doing dirt to other people and expect to survive it. It just doesn't work that way. That's what you call karma.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, but other than that, life is good. It is what it is. I'm just taking it in strides. Like I said, I put everything in perspective. I know I wouldn't have become the person I'm today if I was still a single mom with no support, no out, 24 hours a day. I work 18 hours a day. I'm up all night. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm in my flow. And so I've gotten used to not having him here, but I know that it's a sacrifice at this point.
Well, the main thing is he misses you, I know, and he's going to be all right, and you will be the one to come out on top. It's gonna work. You just keep being a loving person, a true person, and not get caught up in mess.
Oh no.
As long as you don't get caught up in stuff and want to curse folk out and all of that foolishness.
I don't talk to anybody. That's so far from my character at this point. You gotta remember, it was 8 weeks before I even said a word. So they thought they knew who I was, but I think it was Hakeem who don't realize he had prepared me months before to do certain things, and so it was just I was on auto response, which was to not respond, and I was okay with that, knowing that I don't have to prove that I have to be right to anybody. All that matters is how I feel and what matters to me. So that makes it easy. I don't have to argue even right now when people say whatever. You always gonna have naysayers. That's why the vision wasn't given to you; it was given to me, and I'm confident in what the ancestors are asking me to do. You know what I mean? So I don't get upset. Because when you know what you know, what is there to argue?
Yeah, that's correct. That is correct.
And I know that I wasn't going to continue to keep paying a crooked system. And I know that the things happen for a reason.
Yep. That's right. That is correct. And as long as you can control you're doing good.
Right. Amen to that. Amen, Ra. And guess what I discovered the true God is? Guess who the true God is?
You.
The Son. The Son.
Mm-hmm.
Every day I've been going outside for the last 2 years. And I go out there and it's right above me. And now I can look at it and it winks at me. And it tells me I'm the center of my universe. And that's the only thing I know for sure is that sun and that moon been coming up every single night. And when I go out there and check on it, it's above me. And I say, okay, this is definite. Anything else is somebody's story. And if I accept their story as my truth, it binds me to a reality that is somebody else's reality and not my own. And all I know is that we were born free. And whatever I got to do to make that, to be free, because to not do anything is saying that I'm consenting to what I know not to be true. So, what does that mean? I think also our intentions and our heart. What may be work for one person may not work for another person because their intent, their heart,
Right.
So, Yep. And I just, right? And your fear is not my fear.
That's right. That is correct. That is right. That is right.
So on that note, that's how I feel these days. And I'm just doing, like you say, do all that you can do, and all you can do is enough. Until the next day. Huh?
Just keep in mind, you are in control of you, not what somebody else says. You know, if as long as somebody is not getting up in your face and reaching out to touch you, you're in a good position.
Oh yeah. That's when we gonna have a problem. And I might have to blow it back out.
Yeah, but the thing, as long as you remember that you're in control of you and not what somebody else says or does, if they don't touch you in some kind of way, financially or physically, you are good. They're the ones that had the challenge. Yep.
You sure got that right. And I don't have any of my own at this stage. I just gotta take. I can't worry about tomorrow. I just got to worry about today.
No, you don't even have to worry about today. You just deal with today because today is here.
Right. I mean, that's what I mean. You can't. Yesterday gone. Tomorrow ain't promised, and today is all you have to make the best of it.
That's right. That is correct.
Such peace. Such peace when you come to this place of understanding.
That is correct.
So, anyways, so what y'all been doing? Anything? Any nation work? Anything like that?
No, no, just focusing on him.
Oh, okay. And you ain't heard nothing else from the Empress?
No, we haven't talked to her for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's preparing for a powwow in September.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna go?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, is there a reason why?
Um, yeah, yeah.
Cause I mean, my whole thing is I'm trying to claim the land, so I'm just figuring out what's going on. We got to somehow unity is what's stopping us from coming together. So I'm just trying to figure out what's up.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess there's a lot, but we're not going to speculate. Well, there might be just like, I called her about 2 months ago, and as the phone is ringing, it's like someone hung up. It didn't go to voicemail, like somebody just either hung up or declined. So, about 3 weeks ago, Viola called on her phone, and she got the same thing. So we figured she's busy. She's got the number. So when she's ready, you call or not. But we got email for the cookie, the powwow, Indian, blah, 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 blah. We're not Indians. So, you know, we're good though. We're good. Yeah, we can't complain. When you operate the law of allowing, girl, let me tell you, that is power. That is supernaturally powerful. When you allow people to be who they are, to be and to do without judging, and you just carry on your business. See, we free. Yeah. It's okay. We're already free. You can't make us free.
And it's
And we will leave this planet free. And in between, we be free and not afraid. Because there was I was watching something where
Simone was being asked, what does freedom mean to you? And of course, her answer was, to not be afraid. That was her freedom. I like
Yeah.
that. Not being afraid.
Yeah.
And having clarity of who you are, despite or in spite of what anyone else may say or do.
And that's how I feel.
Good.
That's definitely how I feel right now. And I just realized that what is for me is for me, and what you may receive is what you're gonna receive. But I feel like at a unconscious but conscious level, we are still all connected, and we all have our part to play in this skit called life. You know.
Correct.
And just like, I would say the one guy, what his name, who gave us the commerce document, then I find another group over here that's mastered this piece, discharging debt. You find this one, and you just kind of, you pick up the artists along the way, and it's in the music, it's in the movies, and you just kind of have to figure out who you are, and then make a claim on who you are, and stick to it.
Yeah, and that's good because I think that's what we do more than anything else. We develop ourselves, and we too are under instruction from the universe or source energy, and that's good because everybody is really connected. They just turned on, and once they turned it on, they become a new person. Following instructions from the universe. Yeah. We just move by, enjoying life.
Yes. Treating people right.
Yeah. So it's all good for us. We're good. You're good. We're happy for you.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. Same here. Peace and harmony is always this the center of all attraction and joy. Just finding joy in the little things. And I'm telling you, when you can stitch moment by moment of your day and see it unfold, and you realize you're in control, that's you. That's manifesting your moment by moment. It's something magical to witness. But it's so interesting that the person right next door to you or looking at the same view don't see what you see. Because you are, yeah, right. But yet and still we're all playing together.
Yeah.
And that's where I think all of the Iron Curtain is gonna fall, when we all come to a realization that we're unique, we're special, we're kind at our core, and we all we all came here with a purpose. There's no need to be jealous or envy. You gotta do the work to develop yourself, and when you do that, your gifts will be revealed to you, and you can go out and be in the world and make your impact in life. Whatever you choose to do, it's up to you. Just make good with it, because we got a lot of problems that got to be fixed. A lot of problems. Or at least worthy ideas that we can sink our teeth in and say, you know what, I want to improve this particular condition or whatever, But yeah, I thought about you guys over the last couple of days, and sometimes you just gotta stop. I said I hadn't talked in a month or so, but I'm real sorry to hear about Kim. I'll definitely keep her in. I don't want to be religious, but I'll send positive energy to her and hope that whatever's going on. I do have a girlfriend. I don't know if y'all interested. Maybe it's too soon now to look into biofeedback. therapy for her to be able to do that, as well as they have some. She's been working with a couple of my friends that have gotten really good results. A product dealing with stem cells and rejuvenating the stem cells, and actually, um, the state of North Carolina just got a contract with her company for the kids at the University of North Carolina, and then Nigeria is using the product now with children with sickle cell, and they wrote a whole curriculum because the people's cells had improved so much. So if there's something there, I could send y'all some information. Maybe there's some kind of rejuvenation. But my girlfriend Peggy has regrown several limbs using organs, and basically have brought herself back from death multiple times. And she has a medical background, and she's a healer, and have a bunch of different tools that she could use. Maybe can help Kim stimulate some nervous activity in her body, so she can start walking again. And part of her is her attitude too. Her will to want to. She got to do the visualization. She got to see herself walking again, healthy, thriving. And her attitude is gonna be key too. And I know y'all know that, to
Oh, yeah.
make sure you reinforce that. Huh?
That's the challenge. We are having wisdom, and we understand where she's coming from. Now she's under the jurisdiction of the almighty pharmaceutical medical complex. So until she comes out, she's limited not only by them, but by her attitude.
Yeah. Yeah. She has to come to the realization of looking up some things for herself to have clarity about these things. And it's unfortunate, even as much as we have spoken with her to share certain things, some of it, she wavers, and others, she gets information from other people who don't really know, but think they do. And we just attempt to give her information so she can and have clarity in herself and for herself.